Hello, everybody, and thank you for listening. It is here that all are invited to this happy place where the young and young at heart can explore, laugh, and listen together. Get ready as the magic awaits you like never before. Welcome to the happiest podcast on earth.
Jumbo, everyone, and welcome to the happiest podcast on earth, episode 6. We're getting there, folks. Episode 6. Happy to be here. Hopefully, y'all are happy to be here as well. Thank you for listening. We are really excited for today's episode. Should be a good one. Of course, my name is Jarrett Fenema, and I am joined by Hunter Hazen.
Hey.
Mitchell Anzovino.
Howdy, hey.
And, of course, the one and only AJ Mulholland.
Hello, hello.
Wait, who?
Excuse you.
That's true. Wait, what?
I've only been gone for like 2 episodes.
Special guest, AJ.
He has been choosing the parks over the podcast lately. Not happy about it, but
Can you blame me?
you've been having a good time at least.
Without a doubt.
Also, if you are wondering, Cory Banty is missing in Las Vegas right now. He flew in last night, I believe. He has not talked to us all day. We knew that he would not be on the episode, but we really are concerned. So if you know where he is or have heard from him, please DM us on Instagram or Twitter, or just shoot us an email, let us know, or call Mitch at 614-38. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, boy.
I don't even know if that's a real area code, but yeah, so Cory is gone. So also breaking news, guys. Breaking news in the happiest podcast on earth world. AJ Mulholland and Cory Banty are officially dating.
Excuse me?
Oh.
Officially dating. Take them off
April
the market.
Fools.
Folks.
April Fools. I can't.
Oh, man.
Excuse me.
April Fools. Dang it,
Wow.
AJ, you got me.
Got me.
I wonder why. I wonder how I
And
knew
they
that.
broke up.
Mitch,
That's why
Hunter,
Cory's
did you
not
actually
here tonight.
believe that?
Yeah.
Well, they just broke up. That's why Cory's not on here tonight. Cory's starting his own podcast.
Yeah.
Cory,
He's
they already
heartbroken in
broke up,
Vegas.
so Cory's
Going solo.
I tried to let him out down easy, but
Oh, man.
That's not your style, AJ.
no.
So obviously, for all you listeners out there, you can obviously join us on social media, Twitter at Happiest PC, join us on Instagram, Happiest Podcast on Earth. And of course, you can always email us for suggestions, comments, questions, anything you have for us, happiestpodcast@gmail.com. And then, of course, as you're listening, I'm sure you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, but you can find us on there. Please make sure you subscribe to us and let us know what you think about the podcast. So, again, today should be a fun one. We're going to go around, kind of talk about some Disney news that happened within the past week. We're going to talk about our 2 challenges that we have going on with people. They're slowly starting to wrap up, so should be exciting as it comes to a finish. We're also going to have a few shout-outs, and, of course, the body of our podcast, we will be talking about our favorite pranks that we ourselves have given to guests, other cast members, whatever, because it's April Fool's Day today, so we figured this is perfect. Let's go ahead and talk about favorite pranks. I promise you're going to get a few laughs out of these. These are pretty good. I know I have some good ones. I don't know about the others. I haven't really heard any of the others yet, so hopefully they're good.
We will see.
We'll see. Okay, so first off, a couple shout outs to some people. Chris and Becky on Instagram officially gave us 1,000 followers, folks. 1,000 followers.
Give him a round of applause.
Fireworks are going off. Yeah, it's amazing. So thank you, Chris and Becky. You have a joint Instagram. I don't know if you're dating or not, or if you're brother or sister, whatever you are, but we love you guys. 1,000 followers. Only 5 episodes in. This is 6. So very excited. Thank you all again for those that are following us. We love the interaction with you all, and we wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And also to Gavin Whitson from Survivor. He is on Survivor right now. Gavin, this is a shout out to you, brother. He is a Disney cast member that is actually on there right now. He is still alive, folks, still alive. I feel he's going to win the $1 million, obviously.
Right on. Big fan. Do it for the pod.
Big fan. Do it for the pod, brother. Do it for the pod. But definitely excited. So if you haven't been following or you aren't too much of a Survivor fan, now you have a reason to watch. So continue to watch and vote for Gavin as he continues on his path towards $1 million and the name of Soul Survivor. I wasn't sure how to word that, I guess, but I wasn't sure how to.
Maybe the $1 million should have come second. But
money is never as important as pride.
Right.
So let's get into our couple challenges that we've been doing. So we've been talking about our Disney Music Bracket Challenge, which has been so much fun. Again, we're getting so many votes on Instagram right now for these matchups. So thank you again for everybody that's been voting. A lot of brackets have been busted, including mine on the very first day. Again,
Yeah, same.
happily ever after over I've Got a Dream. I'll still
Go the distance.
It's a
Did
conspiracy.
not go the distance.
Not at all.
So Mitch, AJ, and myself are out. Hunter is still alive with his pick. So
I've got a chance.
Hunter, I give you credit.
I
I
tallied
don't
up.
remember. What did Cory pick? Circle of Life, or he had Whole New World, maybe.
Didn't he have like
He
Let
did.
It Go going far?
No. He did not. He had a lot of Little Mermaid songs. So I'm
That's
similar.
right.
Yeah, he had the whole soundtrack. Of Little Mermaid.
But everyone out there, if you've got a friend in me, is the champion, I've got a chance at this. So
There it is.
If that song wins,
Support
Hunter
your
will sing
favorite.
I don't know how.
Boom
it
Poco
got
Loco live.
Oh yeah,
Now, Poco Loco
Honor.
might have single-handedly lost me the bracket challenge,
lost a lot
but
of
I am
points.
proud of my decision.
Yeah.
Poco Loco.
You also had Great
leading.
Big Beautiful Tomorrow beating Hakuna Matata,
Just
which
getting
is
past the first round, but Hakuna Matata was a championship contender. That's a bad choice as well.
Yeah.
So for those of you that haven't been able to pay attention to the whole thing, so again, we started with 64 different songs from movies, the parks, everything. It is now down to our final 4. So for all our Disney music peeps, it is now down to Circle of Life, You've Got a Friend in Me, Be Our Guest, and Hakuna Matata. So yeah, we've got 2 Lion King songs in the top 4, which I feel like people vote for songs based on the movie. Like, I'm sorry, but you've got, I don't know.
I feel like
livid.
the Lion King songs have gotten a little bit of a resurgence with the
But that's what
recent
I mean.
trailers coming out. Toy Story 4 coming out. People are all
That's true. You're getting the hype. You're
Yeah.
listening to it again. Hakuna Matata is a top 4. That's just whatever. So what do you? So real quick. We won't get into too much. What song out of those 4 do you think goes all the way? Hunter, you've got a friend of
You've
me.
got a friend of me, of course.
Mitch, AJ, what do you got?
Go ahead first, AJ.
Hakuna Matata, honestly.
What the heck?
No, You've Got a Friend of Me because I had it in my finals, but I had Go the
Okay.
Distance beating it. So
That's right.
I feel like
Oh,
Hakuna Matata is just so much more of a classic. Like it's
Circle
Disney.
of Life. I'm going Circle of Life. I feel like
Circle of Life
that
has a
song's just
chance.
been like blowing everyone out of the water so far. I feel like
Mhm.
Circle of Life is just epic.
And
So-
it hasn't gone up against You've Got a Friend of Me though. So I mean,
well, this is it. Those 2 are facing
This is
off against
the
one
big
another
week.
here. So this is a big week. So the voting will be Saturday again on our Instagram story. If you want to vote, see what the results are. Again, just go on our Instagram, join us, and vote along. So real quick shout out to some people on the leaderboard. Our top 3 right now: Chloe Lemieux. I hope I said your last name right. Brittany Nail, which is actually my cousin. Very, very happy. So I got
wow, a little insider advantage.
all the Disney,
I guess.
all the
Going
musical
up.
side of the family is obviously on my cousin's side and not mine. So congrats to you, Brittany. And then Hayden Boutwell, who was actually a Mighty Duck on our softball team.
Quack,
quack
quack.
quack.
Quack, quack, baby. So,
Quack, quack.
And then we also are running our Flower and Garden Photo Challenge, which we just got done. So thank you to all of you that have been submitting those photos with the hashtag Happiest Podcast at the Flower and Garden Festival. We got a pretty decent amount. Again, we have narrowed it down to our top 3. So again, it's down to our top 3: Jackie Clifford, Ben Goodman, and Carson. I don't know Carson's last name, but they all follow us, and they had really cool pictures. So what we're going to do is we're going to get those out to you all tomorrow, and you're going to have all day to vote basically on your favorite photo out of the 3. So whoever gets the most votes for their photo will win a Disney gift card on us. Very excited to see who wins. So make sure you vote for that. So keep an eye out on that on our Instagram tomorrow. Yeah, awesome. And then, okay, let's get into Disney news. So Disney news for the week. There are a couple things that popped up. We shared some of it on Instagram and Twitter, but we'll have to hear your opinions. So around the table, let's go. Hunter, do you have anything? Any Disney news?
News-wise, no. I was going to say, I should have looked this up before, but did Disney pull a April Fool's prank today?
They
Did they? I don't know. Did they?
They did.
Well,
What
They
is
did,
it?
and I fell for it. So hard.
Man.
What'd they do?
What was
So,
it?
so they posted on, it was Twitter, it was some blogger posted. And actually, I didn't even look and see if it was an April Fool's prank, but like it has to be because there's no way they would do
Oh,
this.
here we go. It
But-
could be true.
You better hope.
No, it's not true. There's no way. If it is, like, I'm angry. They said there was a proposed walkway from TTC to Magic Kingdom across the Seven Seas Lagoon. There is no way that makes sense.
They are
That'd be really
they are
cool.
one
Okay, let's
they are
go.
they are only like one 15-foot bridge away from making that happen. If you've ever, the worst thing that I've ever done is to get to the monorail as Magic Kingdom closed and says, "Oh, just walk to the Grand. Just walk to the Grand
Yeah,
Floridian. It's
this
right
is
there.
true.
There's a pathway. It's just straight shot, and then you end up walking for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and there's a dead end in a canal, and you have to turn around and walk all the way back, wait in line for the monorail." And it's a
They
lesson
get
that
you.
you learn
That-
once.
That walkway is a pain in the you-know-what.
That walkway
That's
is
amazing.
an April
It's a
Fool's Day.
trickster.
joke.
That is the April.
But they fooled me, and then I kept on reading the article, and it was like, oh, yeah, it's sponsored by Lego. And I'm like, that makes no sense.
You're just stepping on Legos the whole way to Magic
And-
Kingdom.
And, like, the only thing I'm thinking in my head is,
Oh.
how are the
That's-
little speedboats going to be able to, like, ride around? So that
Wait a
makes me
second.
sad.
So
'cause
they
that's
were
my
saying
favorite
it
thing.
was going to be a walkway all the way down.
They said it was going to be
straight
from
down the
Sea to
middle.
Sea
lake.
to that one island, and then from the island to the Magic Kingdom. I'm like, first of all,
remember-
the boats wouldn't be able to come in and drop people off from other hotels, so that's not going to work.
Remember,
I'm
they're
like, this isn't
taking
real.
down all those. They're taking out all those bricks in front of Magic Kingdom with people's names. Maybe
Oh
that's what
yeah,
it's
that's
going into.
sad.
Building the
Maybe
bridge.
that's what they're doing. Build the bridge.
No,
build
they're just
the
going to
wall.
put all those bricks on that pathway to nowhere. No one will ever see them again. They're just going to send them all down there.
Except you when you try to take another shortcut.
All right. Hey, it is a nice, peaceful walk, though.
It
I
is.
mean,
It is. It
you
is.
walk all alone, and then there's people walking the other way looking at you funny. They don't say anything because they want you to be just as dumb as they were, I guess.
Great date spot. That's where
But-
Cory asked AJ out.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me? I don't remember that part of the day.
And then she
Oh,
dumped
oh.
him once they got back.
And then I took him to the airport, and he flew to Vegas. That was a rough night.
Yeah, and then they
I left him at the
He
airport.
flew to Vegas, got lost, and here we are.
Putting it all on black.
Wow.
All right, Mitch. Mitch, what do you got?
That was what I was going to say. That was going to be my April Fool's prank, but you kind of ruined it. So
Oh, I stole it from you.
My gosh, that was a good move.
Whoops.
All right, so nothing for Mitch. AJ.
There was, I don't know the right way to say this, but at 3 of the restaurants at Disney Springs, there's like a huge deal where there's like credit card, not theft, what's the word? There's a security breach with like the credit cards and stuff. So like
Oh my goodness.
one of the companies that owns like Earl of Sandwich, Chicken Guy, and Planet Hollywood, there's like this huge security breach, and they were able to steal like all the credit card information, like the
Oh.
expiration dates, the security things. So if you've ate there in the past X amount of days or weeks or months or whatever, whoops.
have you eaten there within the past couple months? Are you worried?
No, I'm not worried, but I was worried when I read the article because we just ate at Disney Springs last night at House of Blues.
So you didn't
I
know
was
like
like-
what restaurants it could have been.
Yeah, I was like,
That's scary.
oh,
That's really scary.
whoopsies.
Well, that's good. So if any of you listeners have eaten there, make sure you check your credit cards. Make sure no suspicious activities going on. I've got a few things. So Dumbo opened this past weekend. We've been meaning to get a review. I have not seen it. I'm actually going tomorrow night. I'm going tomorrow night, so I am excited.
So are me and Mama Tammy.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. Looks like a review podcast episode is
Featuring
on.
Mama Tammy.
Featuring Mama Tammy.
There you go.
I'm all about it. So, so far, it's grossed $45 million for the weekend, which it was projected 50 mil. So it's been a little bit under from what they were projecting, which is just sad news for Disney.
I mean, $45 million. I mean, what an embarrassment,
geez.
right?
What a
Gosh.
shame. What a shame.
But apparently it's incredibly sad. Like my mom was talking to someone who said that they watched like 3 families get up and walk out because their kids were crying so much.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. It is a
dang.
dark movie. It
I'm
is a very dark
scared.
movie.
Danny DeVito is in it. Of course, it will be.
Yeah, he's
Somewhat
such an
terrifying.
amazing
He
actor.
was in Hercules.
Yeah,
Well, he wasn't.
that's true.
Yes, he was.
Kind of.
But
He
you're right.
His
wasn't.
voice was in Hercules.
Okay, but that character is basically modeled after him.
So the
True.
time, the moment that all the kids are running out screaming is when Danny DeVito gets on the screen for the first time, or am I understanding this right?
Hey, kids.
Apparently.
Oh boy.
Whoa!
Cory to Mitch.
That's the only thing I know from like the whole preview. Was I love it where he says "Whoa"? I love that.
So Dumbo is getting mixed reviews right now. I saw that there's a 49% Rotten Tomatoes review on it.
Ooh.
It said, like I said, it's had some mixed reviews of other live action Disney movies where they're kind of coming out with all these like live action remakes of them. Before this, Cinderella was the worst at 67.9 million. And this is domestic money within the United States. So yeah, Cinderella was the worst. So this is 22 mil, 23 mil below the worst. But again, Dumbo's not really a movie that I feel like the younger generation really follows compared to Cinderella or Jungle Book or
Well, it's doing well in the parks.
I mean,
There's a lot of merchandise,
so,
and like
yeah,
they came out with Dumbo
yeah.
slippers that were gone like that. So
I think the parks have been doing a good job kind of advertising it. So we'll see
Agreed.
what happens. Also, we posted a picture. This was just so funny, but Disneyland Castle right now is just so sad because it's got full drapes over the front and back and sides with a wall in front because they're doing refurbishment to the castle. I'd be so disappointed as a guest if I like paid all this money for this one trip and then I got there and I can't even see the castle.
Super, super magical. But going to Disney World in Florida for like my whole life, the first time I went to Disneyland, the castle wasn't uncovered, and I was like, oh, what? It's so small. It's
Oh,
not,
Sorry,
yeah,
it's
that's
not-
true.
it's so
Disney World.
underwhelming. And now it's just covered by a drape. It's like someone has their curtains up or something like that. And
It's
just,
so sad.
Mm,
I can't
not
imagine
good.
taking pictures in front of that. Like, this is our trip.
oh, man.
But it's like when Disney World did that anniversary with the birthday cake castle too. I feel like I would have been really disappointed. We
I
went,
thought the birthday cake castle looked pretty awesome.
yeah, because you go all the time. But imagine if you waited this whole time and then you don't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to see Cinderella's castle. You see a birthday cake.
Okay.
That'll go up on Instagram. We're gonna do a vote.
yeah, I have no
Did you
idea what you're
like
talking
the
about.
birthday cake. Oh,
Oh,
are you kidding me, AJ?
I'm a baby. I don't know
gosh.
any of the things you guys talk about.
That is sad. But
Really.
Wow.
AJ, we'll post a photo of it. It's pretty funny.
Thanks, guys.
Also, I worked at Animal Kingdom for a while, so I got really excited for this new dining experience going on at DAC starting in July. It's called the Circle of Flavors, Harambe at Night. So it's over in Africa. I guess it's going to honor endangered animals from Africa and also celebrates the movie The Lion King.
Honoring
s-
Harambe.
Oh,
Rip
Harambe. Don't get me
Harambe.
started. I love that gorilla. But anyways, there's going to be, so you start at the welcome reception, which is going to be at the Wildlife Express train station, which takes you over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. They're going to have hors d'oeuvres, music, all that jazz. And then what they're going to do is they're going to take you over in a train over to Rafiki's. Again, this is all kind of after the park closes. You go to Rafiki's, there's going to be more food, more drinks, more entertainment. I think Timon and who is it?
Pumbaa?
Timon? Is Pumbaa? Can you meet Pumbaa? I don't
I
think
don't
you
know.
can meet Pumbaa.
That'd be awesome.
He's stuck
I know,
on the
that would be
float.
cool.
He's still stuck on the float. Never getting off.
So, but I know for a fact you can meet Timon, but maybe Pumbaa too. I don't know. Who knows? And then you take the train back and you go to the Harambe Market where I guess they have a ton of different foods. That's going to be more your entrees and stuff where you can try different meats. Again, appetizers, desserts, things like that. And again, there's going to be a bunch of entertainment. Really cool. And I guess they said that they take in the sights, sounds. This is the best part. I was reading it. So they said guests can take in sights, sounds, and flavors to celebrate Lion King and the Big Five game animals, which is the African elephant, the rhino, the Cape buffalo, the leopard, and the lion. Which-
Sights,
again, when they're
Sounds
saying
and
flavors,
flavors?
are they eating
lions?
I mean, that would be pretty.
I don't
So it's going to be
know.
like an educational event where you kind of learn about these animals, but at
This
the
is
same
what they
time,
look like. This
I'm
is what they
munching down
sound
on
like.
rhino
This
and
is
Cape
what they
That's what they
taste
taste like.
Whoa, took a leap
Takeaways for
there.
everyone.
I'm telling you. So we'll see. But it's going to be $125 for adults, $99 for children. It sounds fun. I think that'd be a good time. And then also the whole no smoking sections anymore starting May 1st.
Gone.
Love it.
Gone.
Just because they're running out of space. They're trying to cram as much as they
It's
can into these
basically
parks.
just-
A little
that's
scary, not
our-
gonna lie.
Yeah, we'll see what the feedback is on that. But that has been fully announced. So again, May 1st, no smoking sections in the parks. They're going to be just outside the parks, and at Disney Springs and at Disney Resorts, you can still smoke. And then also stroller wagons are no longer allowed starting May 1st. And then strollers that are no longer than 31 inches wide and 52 inches long are banned. So basically, the very large strollers are now banned from the park starting May 1st. Going to be interesting. I know cast members all around are rejoicing probably because that's a few less things that they have to deal with. But yeah, should be interesting. Should be interesting. So other than that, you guys have anything?
Covers it.
Cool. Let's get into it. Let's have some fun here. So for April Fool's Day, again, we are going to talk about all of our favorite pranks, jokes, things we used to do to guests, things we used to do to other cast members, whatever. It's just kind of free for all. So again, I don't know what these others are going to talk about. I have a few good ones myself, but let's go ahead and start with, who wants to go first? All right, Mitch. Mitch, you go first. Give me some pranks and funny things that you used to do to guests. Let's hear it.
Okay, so at the water parks, it was difficult to pull pranks only because it's such a safety critical role. I mean, especially AJ being a lifeguard. I mean, at least me being a slide operator, I had more of a lenient, I don't know, I wasn't watched all the time, but like I was allowed to have fun with the guests, obviously. So
Not really saving people's lives.
exactly.
This is not a good start to the segment.
No, hold on. So basically,
I'm talking about how much fun we're gonna have, and then you say,
I know it is fun. It is fun.
Disclaimer, we like
listen.
to have fun, but we also don't want people dying, and we don't want to lose our jobs.
Basically, so let me explain to the viewers what AJ and I did. So basically, I sent people down the slides, not, worrying about everything. And then once they get to the bottom, AJ has to save their lives. So basically,
because
she
people
saves
are
my
stupid
life,
and
because I
drown.
do it all the time. Yeah. So here we go.
In
All right,
5 feet
so-
of water.
My first prank was I used to do it every single day. So it like made me like, it was the end of the day and I was like, you know what, this is great. I love it. So I'm gonna have fun with it. So we'd have a line of like 20 minutes at like Summit Plummet or something like that in the middle of summer. And the 5 o'clock announcement would play. And I would tell the guests to stand up out of the water and I would be like, all right guys, back down the stairs. And they'd be like, are you serious? We just waited here for 20 minutes. And I'd be like, yeah, we gotta go. Like, the park's closed. Did you hear the announcement? I have to leave. And I would literally take like 3 or 4 steps, and then I'd be like, "No, I'm just kidding. Come on, let's go, guys." And I would set them down because I'm allowed to like deny him of that. But I actually told one of my old coworkers. He ended up self-terminating like halfway through, but I told him I used to do that. So he thought I was being serious. So one time he actually told the guests they couldn't go.
Oh no!
They were on the toboggan racers. So there was like a family of like 6, and he was like, "Yeah, you guys can't go." So the next morning, I didn't know about this. So I came back the next morning, and our managers came out to like our morning meeting. And we're like,
So
hey,
he
guys,
actually
make sure-
sent them away, like they didn't do it.
So sad.
Yeah. So the next day I come back to work and our managers come up to like our morning meeting, our breakout, and they were like, hey guys, just a reminder, like if you have guests at your attraction at the end of the night, you have to let them go down. And I started laughing. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Cause I'm like, I didn't think he thought I was serious. So that was one of the pranks I did almost every single night.
And then what? Within like a week after, he self.
He was so embarrassed.
No, it
Were
was
you
like a
directly
month or two
responsible,
later, but-
or is
No,
that
but
your
I remember
prank?
talking to him about it. I didn't like. I remember talking to him about it, but like he thought it was funny after too.
Okay.
And I was
That's
like,
good. That's
whatever.
pretty
So
good.
my
I like
second
that.
prank was we have this slide called the downhill double dipper. So it's just like literally like 2 drops. You sit up against the ramp drops, you race. So I used to tell the little kids that would come up, they'd be terrified. They like sit down against the ramp and like they can't do anything at that point. So they're just sitting there, right? And they're like, is it scary? And I'm like, yeah, it's called the double dipper. It's the only attraction in Disney where you go upside down twice.
What isn't called?
They're like, we go upside down? And I'd be like, Yeah, and I'd press the button and they just go flying down. They'd be screaming the whole way. That was the best. I love doing that.
I did something very similar.
Down there.
Yeah, I did that exact same prank at Winnie the Pooh. Every time I sent someone through the ride, kids are crying. I'm like, hold on to that lap bar, pull it down real tight.
Okay, but Winnie the Pooh is terrifying. It's like being on a bad acid trip or something. Not like I would know what that's like, but
My gosh, Mama Tammy, what is going on over there?
Oh man.
Oh,
she's like crying over there. That's
yeah, we're gonna. It's like a badass trip.
Yeah, so basically whenever I would do that, though, the kids would fall out of their tube, and then they would hit the E-stop at the bottom, and most likely someone like AJ would be saving them. So I just...
My God.
Thank
So
you
you
for that.
could
Thank you.
joke, and then AJ actually had to work. Like, these are the times AJ actually had to work.
Literally, yeah. She had to, I got to do all the pranks. She had to, save my pranks.
That's fantastic.
They'd be coming up screaming, "We didn't go upside down!" What are you talking about? Stand up. Stop drowning.
Can't go upside down.
Those are my two.
I like it. Let's stick to the water parks. AJ, do you got anything?
Okay, yeah, I got one. So,
Okay,
sorry, I'm already laughing. So at Tyson Lagoon, we would do a lot of nighttime events where we would rent out the park to different groups. And one of the groups was this young volleyball team. Cool. Giant volleyball tournament. Lots of kids, 13 to 16, let's say.
That's
And
a lot of kids.
not that one, 13 to 16 years old, excuse you.
Oh, okay.
No, there'd be hundreds of them. Hundreds of 13 to 16-year-olds that just go crazy. Anyways, so I'm not going to name names, but we had 2 cast members with the same name. One of them was a minor, and he was cute, whatever, but very underage. And then we had another one, not so cute, more my age. Anyways, so this group of 14-year-olds came up to me, and they were like, "So we were wondering where blah 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 was," and I thought they meant the older one. So I was like,
"Oh no!"
I was like, he's I think he's at blah 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 on the lazy river." Okay, they go running off. I didn't think anything of it until after the shift, and he was like, "There were all these 14-year-olds coming up to me, and they were trying to flirt with me, and yada yada yada," and he's like, "I'm gonna get thrown in jail, I'm gonna get fired." And then they realized that they were talking to the wrong one, and they were trying to look for the hot one instead.
How did they
spent
not
the
know?
whole night harassing this poor kid because he was the only one their age. And literally, this kid got pulled off a stand because they would not stop harassing him, and I felt so bad.
Amazing.
So basically, in other news, if you're a viewer of the show and you think that you're the one who AJ thinks is cute, drop your @name in our podcast. We want to hear your side.
Bingo.
Got a blast.
So that was a prank that wasn't meant to be, but it basically turned into a really good one.
Literally, my friend the whole day was like, I thought somebody was going to come up to me, one of the dads, and try to fight me or get me fired. I was just trying to get them to leave my stand and stop flirting with me. And then they realized he wasn't the hot one, so there you go.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow.
That's amazing. Beautiful. Water park life.
Got
Water
that.
park life.
Do you know how many kids try to flirt with you? It's insane.
No,
I literally had this kid, he was
unfortunately, I don't know
probably
that.
15, tried to drown himself to talk to me.
Some of us don't have that gift, AJ, okay?
I was never in my life.
I
No,
don't
you
want
definitely
children
weren't,
throwing.
Mitch.
Just
You
because I
definitely
look like I'm 12 doesn't mean I need 12-year-olds throwing themselves at me, being like, "Will you give us CPR?" And I'm like, first of all, we don't do mouth to mouth. Bye. They're obnoxious. They're so
Trying
bad.
to pull a Sam.
Those kids are
This is
ballsy.
classic. Okay, Hunter, you got to follow that up, Hunter. Yeah, bro.
Well, okay. So I've got a couple. I have one that actually I got pranked on.
Ooh, I like it. All right.
I don't know if it's a running joke or something inside of the Magic Kingdom attractions community, but okay. So starting out, I was a tryhard at Pooh Cups. I was like, oh man, I've heard all these stories about people getting termed. I need to make sure I'm do good so I don't get put in the bag or something. I don't know.
You're the goody good.
I was trying my hardest, doing my fast pass ratios, all that good stuff. But one day I'm sitting at fast pass greeter, our phone rings. It's Pooh goes down all the time, consistently. It's probably 3 to 4 times, maybe every couple hours. A lot of honey spills.
Safe ride.
Oh yeah, it's totally safe. Nice electrified rail exposed right there in the middle. But yeah, so I'm standing at the fast pass greeter position, and then the phone rings. So I answer the phone. and it's someone. It's like, hey, this is so and so from Dumbo. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then they're like, is Pooh running right now? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's back up and running. Well, you better go catch it. And I'm like, really?
Dude, that's the oldest trick in the book.
I know. I feel like that's happened to every that goes around. All the veterans messing with the CPs.
So was it actually someone from Dumbo like pranking you, or do you think it was just someone you worked with?
It was Dumbo Dispatch. It was like this. He was at Dispatch. This is like Dumbo Dispatch calling Pooh Fast Pass, and I'm like, okay, hi Dumbo Dispatch, and then they prank him.
So if you're ever riding Dumbo and you see the person that's sending your elephants into the air, and he's on the phone,
they're probably prank calling someone.
They're probably just prank calling it up.
I mean, there's not a lot to do at Dumbo, I guess.
Can I add something to that?
Circle.
Spinners, there really is not. All right, what do you got, Mitch?
So really quick. So the water parks, if you work at an attraction, like the number, or like you memorize numbers at the water parks. You have to like call people at the end of the night and stuff to do all this.
Yeah.
So I was standing at the top of the chairlift one day at Blizzard, and I get a phone call. We're like busy, so I'm like trying to do my job and continue to keep efficiency up. I get a phone call. I answer it, and it's like this deep voice. He's like, "This is Bob Iger." I'm like, okay. I'm like, who is this? He's like, "Oh no, man, this is so and so. I'm over at Typhoon." I'm like, "You're calling from Typhoon?" He's like, "Yeah, bro. We're not busy here at all." And I'm like, "Well,
That's
I am.
amazing.
So, like, I have to go, but like, I can't believe you called me and told me you're Bob Iger over the phone."
I always want to go to the phones at like different parks and call the number for Typhoon Base just to see if it works.
Oh
but I
my
also don't want to
gosh.
get.
I also don't want to get termed.
You make the one call, and then it's the coordinator that picks up, and you're like, "This is carousel
because
progress."
it's base. So I always want to call and like hope it's someone at base that like likes me. But if not, and they have no idea what's going on, just be like, "Bye, hang up."
I've accidentally pressed the wrong number before, and I called the UK pavilion at Epcot, and I felt really awkward. I was like, "I'm sorry, this is the wrong number. I gotta go." I'm like, "You are not the wave pool. Have a great day."
Oh man!
Now I need to learn the numbers for.
I love it. I know, right?
I just
100.
Just
That
hit
was
random buttons.
fantastic.
I have one more where
Keep it going.
where I'm gonna let out a nice secret that I might be betraying the forest residents of the Enchanted Forest community. But so there's something that you can do as a guest or cast member if you ever want to just get the cast members that are working on edge, looking around everywhere, paranoid at what's going on. So if you find a nice little spot where you can see a nice group of cast members, kind of sit back in a group of people where they can't see you, and just when it's just quiet, just go.
Oh yes,
Hiss.
they do that at Fantasyland.
So the thing is, Circus, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland started doing it because they wanted to be cool, but you can hiss across the park, and that's how we got each other's attention. You hiss, and then they'll turn their heads. They're looking. They think it's a coordinator trying to get a hold of them. That all the rides down. They'll frantically just start looking around. Just hiss, kind of duck your head a little bit, keep walking like normal.
Oh my gosh, they're just gonna get harassed now with this.
You didn't hear that from me. You didn't hear it from me though. But
This
I have a
guy
friend
used to
do
work
that
at
at Mine
Pooh.
Train.
this is
And she,
Cory.
She like gets to her person and got like a guest started yelling at her because they thought she was like making fun of them and like hissing at them. And so the guest started screaming at her and like asked for a coordinator and stuff because they thought they were making fun of her. It's like
That's fantastic.
Oh man.
I love guests.
I love it. I love pranks. I also have a few, and it was so hard to limit the amount that I have because I'm kind of a jokester no matter what. But I did. So again, I did college program over at Test Track, 2008/2009, and Mama Tammy was just passed out in the background.
Ow, like a light.
So anyways, so back in 2008-2009, again, this is old school Test Track. This is not the one you see these days. So
I feel like
for all the youngins out there, AJ,
different times.
I don't remember the old Test Track. I'll say it.
I love the old Test Track. It was my favorite attraction of all time.
I don't remember it at all.
Old Test Track is the favorite still.
The new one sucks. They ruined it.
Yeah, the new one's okay, but it's very
No, it
similar.
sucks, Jared. It's awful. You know it is.
Oh my gosh.
We're very
Right.
passionate about Test Track here.
You felt like a test dummy.
You know what? We're gonna have a poll. We're gonna let the listeners
All
decide.
right, we'll have a poll.
New or
New
old?
Test Track.
Test
versus
Track.
old Test Track. I like it. All right,
It's not
so
even a pool.
anyways, back in the good old days of 2008-2009, so the old fast pass machines. So before we had all this electronic stuff, we had the old fast pass machines. You had to go up with your park tickets, put in each individual park ticket. You get a fast pass ticket to come out. So it was a lot more walking. You had to go to each attraction, space them out throughout the day. You couldn't get multiple fast pass each attraction. But anyways, so when I would work outside at Test Track, and we used to get guests that would have issues with their fast pass tickets, a lot of times I'd have to come over and help them. And we had a little override button on the back that you could push, and it would basically like you'd have to unlock it with the key on the back, and then you'd push the button and a fast pass ticket would come out. So it was really easy for us. Anyways, anytime a guest had issues with them, I would go back there and I would tell them to slap each corner on top of the fast pass machines really hard. So they would do it, and then I'd print out the fast pass. And they had no idea that I was doing it from the back. A lot of times I would tell them that if they go to a little Disney secret, if they go to any attraction and basically smack the crap out of the top of their machines at each four corners of the machine, that a ticket would come out. It was part of it. So, and a lot of people believe it. And then also back in the day, we used wait time cards, also called flick cards. If you ever went to parks, do they still have flick cards?
Still going, man.
Some attractions still have flick cards. So if you've ever been to the parks, they're old school.
What is that? Wait, what is that?
Oh my
They
God.
give like those red cards at the beginning. So like the greeter will give a red card to a guest. And they
to like count the wait times?
Yes.
I've heard of
Give them a
those.
fast pass when they turn it in, make them feel special.
So back in the day, almost every attraction had these, but now it's all done electronically. But anyways, so every about 3 to 5 minutes, we would hear like beeping outside, and that would mean we'd have to scan that red card, give it to a guest, and then basically that guest would give it to whoever's loading people into their vehicle. They would scan it, and it would basically read how many minutes they've waited in line. So anyways, I'd always collect like 20 at a time. I'd scan all 20 and just give them to one guest. So one guest would have like 20 cards. So when they got inside to our cast member, who usually it was a very busy position, they had to sit there and like scan 20 cards while they're trying to load people in a vehicle. I would also just start scanning cards and start giving a card to every single person in line. They must have loved you. So that way, like, oh, they hate it. They always knew it was me outside too, because then they'd just be getting all these cards. That was always fun. And then my favorite thing I used to do, and it's still here. So if you go on Test Track and a lot of attractions, basically those gates that open every time like vehicles come in and park, and the gates open and you can get in your vehicle. There's a person that kind of controls those. So anytime when cars would come in and I was controlling the gates, I would basically just open and close them really fast. So it looked like the machine, they were all broken. And then one person got in the vehicle, I'd shut the gate so that one person would be the only one in the car. And I'm telling you, the amount of freakouts of people that would like literally jump onto the gates and hold it and say like, no, like my group's not here.
It's like they're gonna die without their family.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Hey, we had those same gates at Pooh. I mean, Pooh and Test Track are very similar. When you look at it,
very similar.
Basically the same ride. But yeah, I would do the quick open close, But
I love it. And then the last one I would do is with Test Track, and same with Pooh. So we went down all the time due to technical issues. Again, it's such a safe ride, probably for its own good, that it shut down for basically any little thing that happened to the ride. So when I was in the control tower, and basically like we had a PA system in there that we could talk to anyone that we wanted over the intercom inside the ride building and stuff. So anytime we'd go down, I would go over the PA inside the station and tell them that, basically whoever was in station, I'd say, this person is going to sing you a song while we wait. And
oh man,
I don't even want to know. And so basically, and one time I had one of our girls that worked with us. She was singing "I'm a Little Teapot" in front of everyone on her mic because I forced her to. Basically.
Oh man,
she was so embarrassed, but she was a trooper. She did it. So
that's adorable.
Don't you love making guests feel uncomfortable though? Isn't that like
absolutely? They don't know what's going on.
Oh,
like,
at the ice cream parlor, we would have to yell the like Mickey and Minnie kitchen sink. And you'd have two types of guests. So you would have the ones from Brazil that literally would travel all this way just to get the Mickey kitchen sink and would record you the whole time. They have no idea what you're saying, but they're like excited that you're yelling. Or you have the ones that as soon as you open their mouth, they steal it away from you and they run away. So it was my favorite when it was the kids, and I would yell as loud as I could for the kids, and they would just be in the corner under their mom's like legs, like
Oh man,
trying to hide away. It's fun.
That's
Poor
fantastic.
guys.
So yeah, that's only a few. I don't know.
See, but you, what was that, like 2009, Jarrett?
That was 2009. So safety regulations.
It was a
back then
different
were-
time to be a
I'm telling
to be a college programmer back in 2009. I feel like even
okay,
a cast member.
When you
all
wait,
you-
2009.
To all you cast members that are cast members right now or getting ready to join like the college program, please do not do a majority of those things because safety regulations
Safety begins with you.
is very lenient.
Oh yeah.
It's not lenient anymore, I promise you. So you'll
No.
still have a great time. You'll still have fun. There's still ways to prank people, but it was a different world back then.
Oh yeah.
So
No,
Jarrett,
if you're
hold
at
on a second. So I know you worked at Test Track, Jarrett. So tell me that the best part of that ride used to be the pre-show video.
Oh,
The video
gosh,
you used to watch before you went there.
yeah.
You went in there, and as a kid, whenever I was like 10 at the time or 9, I was like kind of afraid to go on this ride. Like,
it was
so much fun though. So you went to the hot and cold room. Like I just love that ride. Sorry, I had to go on it.
best
Yeah,
best
we'll
part
talk-
was the queue. Best part was the queue. That really set the
No.
tone. Watching the hammer just smash down on the test dummy. My first time, I was like, "What are we doing?"
It was the
here?
worst work in there though, because you just hear all these like banging noises. Like you'd go home with
You don't know
such
if a guest just fell off the railing and hit their head on the ground. You don't
have
know.
no
You're just like, "Oh gosh, what just happened?"
No, that's just part of the queue, guys. Don't worry about it.
And every once in a while, you'll hear a scream after it, and then you'll be like, "Oh shit!"
Okay, that's not a dummy.
Well, maybe.
It could be. Awesome. Yeah. So some funny pranks. Again, that's only my first year with Disney. I've got a ton more, but
Oh man, we'll have a year
we'll get
2
through.
prank video.
we can do this for sure. And but yeah, definitely give us your favorite pranks that you've gotten done to you or you've done at the parks, resorts, whatever. We'd love to hear about those, and if you have video or photo evidence of some, please send them to us.
Now,
They are funny.
I want to challenge everyone here.
What do we got?
We'll see if we have anyone do it. Go to Fantasyland. Just hang out.
Oh yeah.
Hang
Get
out
a
by
video.
hang out by the Mad Tea Party and just hiss. You got to hiss loud. Short little hiss, long hiss doesn't matter. Any of those. Film the cast member looking around like having no clue what's going on. Send it to us. Let's see it happen.
I'm curious if anybody does it.
Let's see if anyone does it. If you do it,
I like
maybe we'll give you a reward for the best one.
Yeah. All right. I like it. There
You've heard
will
me?
possibly be a reward.
And if you get caught,
Does
just
this
tell
and
them
sends this to
That's
us.
even
Jarrett
better.
told you to do it.
Hunter sent you.
Put
They
the
don't
plug
know
in.
where
They won't even remember me. I
Hunter's a
cross-trained at
legend.
parking. I was out of there by Thanksgiving. But
Hunter was a legend in those parts.
that's right. In my Peter
So,
Pan
all right.
costume.
So you heard it from Hunter. Take a video, send it in. Hissing in Fantasyland or anywhere. Wait, is it anywhere in Magic
you
Kingdom?
can hiss
No.
at Fantasyland or Tomorrowland. I actually prefer you
Tomorrowland.
do it to the Tomorrowland cast because they
Yeah.
stole it from Fantasyland, so they
Oh.
deserve
Ooh.
be
That's a
tortured
hot
a little
take.
bit. Yeah, just walk circles around them as you
Hot
hiss
take.
and hide in the crowd, drive them crazy.
All right. You heard it, folks. So go ahead and do that. Send it in. Yeah. Again, let us know of some other fun pranks that you guys do as cast members, or if you were a guest in the parks, people have done to you that are funny. Other than that, you guys have anything else?
No, I think that was pretty good. A lot of good.
Beautiful. So again, thank you for listening in to our episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, you can find us on Instagram, Happiest Podcast on Earth. You can find us on Twitter at Happiest PC. You can also send us an email, happiestpodcast@gmail.com, and find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If we don't have anything else, again, my name is Jarrett Fenmo. I'm joined here by Hunter, AJ, Mitch. Again, if you have seen Cory or heard from him, please let us know. We're really concerned about him in Vegas.
His mom's called. We're worried.
Oh man,
I don't know where he is.
Harsh breakup with AJ.
yep.
Harsh breakup. So now we we're really concerned. So if anybody hears from him, please let us know.
I've actually heard from him. I'm going to go do his podcast next. He started a solo one. It's about going through breakups, and I have to be on there.
He's got a
Relationship
separate
advice
podcast.
with
Maybe
Cory.
he's separated from the group.
I feel like I should give that one a listen.
Oh man.
No, we don't support that.
Oh,
But anyways, thank you again, everyone. We hope you have a wonderful night and week. We will talk to you all again next week. Of course, this isn't goodbye. This is see you real soon. See you, folks.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.